Can I, first of all, welcome you to Glasgow Cathedral. Glasgow is often seen as a city that quite clearly lies on the banks of a river, and the cathedral itself was established on the banks of the Mollendiner Burn, which used to run just behind me here. So many things nautical are significant in the life of the cathedral and in the life of the city. For 1,500 years, people have been coming to this site, not this building. They've only been coming to this building for 900 years. But for 1,500 years, people have come to this site, and they have marked significant occasions. For 900 years or so, people have sat where you are sitting, and they have had a sense of the significance of an evening like tonight. So you are welcome in this place. You who will graduate tonight become the custodians of a great legacy. It's our hope and my prayer that this will be a night to remember, for all of the right reasons. So may you, in a sense, sit back. I would love to say relax, but I know what these pews are like. Sit back, relax, and engage fully with the evening. That's to those who are present. But those who are of an international contact, we do welcome their family and friends who will gather with us digitally this evening and maybe in days to come, and they will gaze upon this evening. So please, maybe have a sense of the mystery that brings us together in this sacred place and allows us to celebrate with joy, excitement and anticipation the achievements of those who have worked hard and now receive the reward of all they have done and will continue to do. Tonight, welcome to Glasgow Cathedral.
Special Guest of Honour, Rear Admiral Drew Terry, OBE, Vice Chair and members of our College Board, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, and of course, families and friends. My name is Sheila Lodge. I'm the Deputy Principal and Chief Operating Officer at City of Glasgow College, and it is my very great pleasure to welcome you to our 2023 summer graduation ceremony. And I must say how delighted I am that we are able to host a hybrid event this evening, having so many people here in the resplendent setting of Glasgow Cathedral. All our graduates, those who are physically here today and those joining remotely from on board their ship or elsewhere, as well as your friends and families, should be so proud of how you have overcome such unexpected and profound obstacles to succeed despite the COVID restrictions which disrupted so much of your studies. It makes your gaining the qualifications for which you have worked so hard an even more impressive achievement. As is customary, this evening's ceremony commences with an address from our college's founding principal and chief executive, Paul Little. Honorary Captain Dr. Paul Little, CBE, is an academic leader who has successfully transformed 5 UK tertiary institutions. And Principal, we offer you many congratulations on receiving your CBE in this week's King's Birthdays Honours List. It is very well deserved indeed. Last year, Principal Little was appointed as chair of the UK's first Shipbuilding Skills Task Force. Paul brings dynamic leadership to the task force and over 40 years naval insight as a veteran Coast Guard officer, younger brother of Trinity House, member of the UK's Merchant Navy Board, and member of both the Merchant Navy and Royal Navy Associations, fellow of the Royal Society of Edinburgh, and fellow of the Nautical Institute, an honour bestowed in recognition of the substantial impact the college is having on maritime education and training. He is also a member of the UK Chamber of Shipping and even has time to help steer Scotland's maritime strategy as a member of the Scottish Maritime Cluster. An avid seafarer himself, our principal has combined a distinguished career of over 30 years in tertiary education with a very practical voluntary role in both the UK and USA Coast Guards. Paul knows what it takes to be at sea, to serve, and to come home safely. As throughout his distinguished career, he continues to be a passionate advocate for the merits of equalising access to education, the great enabler underpinning social mobility. His leadership continues to redefine tertiary education and rightly ensures that students remain the focal point of everything we do. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Principal and Chief Executive, Paul Little, CBE.
Vice Chair, Rear Admiral, honoured fellows, members of our college board, distinguished guests, distinguished alumni, colleagues and graduating class of 2023. Let me begin my principal's address by warmly welcoming each and every one of you here to this magnificent and historic cathedral here in Glasgow. I'd like to equally extend a warm welcome to all those cadets and all those families watching, both ashore and indeed the cadets that are still at sea and are getting this live streamed. This is certainly one of my favourite highlights in the academic calendar. It's a time to share in the jubilation of all our graduates. And we are, dare I say it, blessed to have this 12th century cathedral, located as it is at the very heart of Glasgow's learning quarter, itself in the heart of Scotland's largest city and Scotland's most mercantile city. Minister of Glasgow Cathedral, Reverend Mark Johnson, is such a stalwart friend of our college, and I'd like to extend a special thank you again, Mark, for lending us your cathedral for this ceremony. Thank you. Graduating class of 2023, whether you realise it or whether you don't, tonight is a momentous occasion. A time to reflect on your achievements. Only you know the trials and tribulations of your particular learning journey. It's also a time to pause and ponder. What happens next? What's that next adventure over the horizon? It is certainly a time of gratitude. Gratitude for your lecturers, your support staff, your friends, your families who have guided you to this point. You know, when you needed them, they were there. So I trust that one day, when you're in a similar position, that you will carry on that noble tradition and to provide the support and inspiration for the next generation of seafarers. Now, we'll thank your friends and family later on in my address. And graduates, this is a time for celebration. Also a time for celebration with the sponsoring companies. Those companies that have allowed you the adventure of a lifetime, a career at sea. Perhaps you're a more senior officer and you're going through career enhancement as one of the more senior Merchant Navy officers. That's an opportunity to earn that final bar and become a chief engineer or a master mariner. But regardless of what you're graduating tonight, I'd like to formally congratulate you on behalf of the college. And I'll do that formally as I stand in the middle with a ceremonial nod. So you'll certainly get your certificate, but if you don't get a ceremonial nod, you don't graduate. So that's quite an important one. So if you rush away, you've missed it. And because this is all on camera, it's quite important that you do that. Chair, Vice Chair, members of our board, I'm especially delighted to welcome here this evening our guest of honour, Rear Admiral Jude Terry from the Royal Navy. Now, Rear Admiral Terry is not just another senior officer. She is, in fact, the very first ever female admiral in the 477 years of the Royal Navy. I think that deserves a round of applause. She didn't know I was going to do that, so I'm going to wait to her speech. Admiral Terry is truly a pioneering role model. And actually, she's not just a breath of fresh air for the senior service. She's actually a gust of fresh air for the senior service. So I look forward, in her role as Admiral, to shake up that senior service. And I also look forward to hear her inspirational story later on. The story of a lass from an island, the island of Jersey, schooled in Dundee, risen to the stellar ranks of Admiral. Now, I'm also delighted to see tonight in front of me some leading representatives from the Scottish and indeed the UK maritime sectors. I won't embarrass them, but they know that I appreciate them coming here tonight. And there are many valued partners watching this online across the globe. So thank you all for being with us tonight. You know, we simply wouldn't be in a position to bring this pipeline of talent for the UK and the international fleets without the symbiotic relationship that we enjoy as a college with the top 10 world's global shipping companies. Now, as a world-leading maritime college, City of Glasgow College, class of 2023, is going very shortly to be your alma mater. And it truly plays a system leadership role throughout the United Kingdom, throughout Europe, and indeed across the globe. Now, you might remember a few months ago, some 18 months ago, when we played host to COP26 as a city. The City of Glasgow College, as a top-ranking tertiary institution, invited the world's shipping ministers, the International Chamber of Shipping, the UK Chamber of Shipping, to have their deliberations on our campus at the International Maritime Hub. And they accepted. So on that hub, we are delighted that some steps from the Clyde corridor to other developments about the decarbonisation and the faster transition to net zero were debated and discussed in some of the classrooms and some of the venues that you have also enjoyed at that time. And as my deputy said, we're also very proud of the work that we do on behalf of the United Kingdom, and indeed the Shipbuilding Skills Task Force, which will publish its report on the 11th of September at London International Shipping Week. Because I firmly believe, as its chair, that's going to be a game-changing report for UK shipbuilding. And rest assured, a little bit of Glasgow will feature when that's launched at the ministerial launch. Because I believe we are witnessing a new renaissance in UK shipbuilding across its constituent sectors: naval, leisure, heritage, workboat, and the wider supply chain. And the City of Glasgow College is featured in that report, amongst other institutions, as a centre of excellence. A centre of excellence in apprenticeships and a centre of excellence in shipbuilding skills at a higher level. And we're also blessed that in Scotland we've got 2 world-leading shipyards, each across the M8 corridor at BAE and Babcock. And I hope that along with the other shipyards in the UK, that they will flourish over the next 30 years as part of that pipeline. Because they will also need all the talent that we can train at the college and some, if we're going to deliver on what's going to be a very important development for the UK economy as we bring in more high-tech, high-waged jobs for life. City of Glasgow College stands ready in that national endeavour. Vice Chair, as you know, however, our biggest accolade is the ongoing success of our graduates, our alumni, our worldwide family of nautical science, marine, electrical engineering and STEM alumni. In class of 23, you are joining that alumni after tonight's ceremony. You're joining a very rich heritage of decades of distinguished alumni. Rear Admiral, you probably heard when you visited the college, City of Glasgow College, with its amazing faculty, teaches to excellence. It doesn't teach merely to certificate competence. Now that excellence standard that we spoke about was externally validated many times, but most recently, internationally last October, when one of the leading excellence councils, EFQM in the world, the top council, spent 6 months and an intensive week at the City of Glasgow College rigorously assessing our excellence standards. And I'm delighted to say it awarded us not 6 stars, not 7 stars, but we are in a very elite category of 7 diamonds. There's probably less in that hand in the world have that accolade. Now, honoured fellows, the number of globally recognised organisations awarded this are tiny. So it's quite nice that we are now the envy of the ancient Scottish universities and the envy of some of the blue chip companies that we support. Finishing number 3 overall in the world as an organisation, and finishing number 1 with the highest marks ever awarded to an educational institution in the 33 years of that Global Council. City of Glasgow College was also given a unique award for an outstanding achievement in driving innovation. So what does that mean, class of 2023? What does that mean as you come forward and receive that ceremonial nod and receive that certificate? Well, when you graduate from the City of Glasgow College, that means something extra special. You will, of course, graduate from the largest college in Scotland, Scotland's super college, of some 40,000 students. You will, of course, graduate from a world-class institution. But you're also graduating for what many commentators are increasingly calling the Harvard of maritime colleges. So stand tall when you go aboard your ship, and be very proud when you say, I graduated from Glasgow. Rear Admiral, distinguished guests, you probably will not be surprised to learn that the City of Glasgow College is truly an international anchor organisation, operating across 26 countries, operating across 6 continents. And you will of course expect from us that we don't rest on our laurels. Our purpose each and every day is to let learning flourish, and we do that the City way, from first and foremost being inspirational, having excellence at the heart of all that we do, and of course being constantly innovative. Now nowadays, this real-world opportunity that we're afforded to the graduands tonight is available to 150 nationalities at the college. And this naval graduation is being live to families and friends, and we're delighted that we've got families and friends in India and Pakistan, of course, across the 4 nations of the United Kingdom as well. So sitting before me in their academic splendour are some 100 of the finest Merchant Navy officers for the UK and international fleets. Navigation officers, engineering officers, officers of the watch, chief mates, electrical technical officers, and as I alluded to earlier, those officers who are not able to join us because they're at sea, we also keep those in our thoughts at this time just now. That's why this ceremony is streamed live. So as each graduate this evening leaves us from their adopted home port of Glasgow, they do so with fresh talent, finely honed skills, with the professionalism they're going to need that's second to none to command the UK and international merchant fleets. And as I mentioned before, these cadet officers are currently sponsored very generously, not just by the UK government, but also by the major world shipping companies. So I'd like to take this public opportunity to thank all of those shipping companies. I hope I'm not going to leave one out, particularly if you're here tonight, because there's a huge list. But I want to especially thank the Northern Lighthouse Board, Stream Marine, obviously the Merchant Navy Board, Solstag, SSTG, Chiltern, Carnival, Clyde Marine Training, and Zodiac. Similarly, I want to pay tribute to our international partner maritime organisations from around the world who each year send us their cadet officers for further advanced studies, either at diploma or at degree level. So I sincerely thank our valued partners in India, who are BP Marine, Wells University, from the Academy of Maritime Education and Training, and from Gamma Marine Training Institute. I also want to thank our Pakistan partner, Maritime Training Institute of Karachi. Now, Rear Admiral, such is the global renown of our institution nowadays. And ladies and gentlemen, you may be astounded to learn that Glasgow trains half of all the Merchant Navy officer cadets in the whole of the United Kingdom. It wasn't always that. Such is the standard at Glasgow. We are the go-to institution. So we're extremely proud of that, and we're extremely proud of the long-standing history of the Merchant Navy and its illustrious link to Glasgow. For over 400 years, the merchants have left Glasgow to crisscross the world from east to west. Indeed, in that time period, probably towards five centuries, they have been protected appropriately by their Royal Navy counterparts. So it is very especially delightful to have one of their top admirals join us from Portsmouth tonight. Class of 2022, you're, however, moving into a much changed industry from that time. You are, however, still key workers. You have a solemn duty and responsibility to remain steadfast and transport 95% of all the UK's food, vaccines and medicines and supplies to your shores. And some of your predecessors were at sea for almost a year during COVID, doing that very noble task. We had, ladies and gentlemen, 247 officers at sea during COVID from our institution, providing the Merchant Navy lifeline to the United Kingdom and other nations. You are indeed entering a global industry that's been rapidly transformed and transforming by decarbonisation, by data analysis, by digitalisation, by artificial intelligence, by automation. It's very exciting but very challenging in equal measures. But you are Glasgow ready. Now, many here tonight have helped you become Glasgow ready. So this is the moment, graduates. It's a chance also to stand up. This is the moment that we have in time-honoured fashion when we ask all the graduates to stand up and to give a huge round of applause to your family, friends and supporters. So can you please stand up and help me with that, please? Give them a huge round of applause. Thank you. Colleagues, as we salute also on stage tonight, there are 11 exceptional officers who have surpassed our extremely high standards and therefore receive additional awards. Now, these officers include those who have gone above and beyond what we would normally expect of officers to help their shipmates succeed. And in doing so, they have upheld our cherished and time-honoured tradition of the British Merchant Navy, and they'll be presented by the Admiral and other VIPs after the main award ceremony, but during it, of course. You know, family and friends, I would like to say my last final words of the Principal's address to our very talented graduating class. I know what it takes to be in your shoes. You passed your examinations. You deserve this accolade. You've exceeded the standard that's required. You've shown excellence in your profession. You are extraordinary cadet officers or officers tonight. You've endured during extraordinary times. You've studied during extraordinary times. You leave us Glasgow ready. You leave us able to command with the skills of command, either from a ship to the shore, from command to corporate, or from a bridge team to a teaching team, or a team that manages and victualizes our ships. You know, graduating class 2023, on occasions like this, graduation speakers will try and reach for some lofty words to spur you on your way. So having served in my formative naval career with the Coast Guard, including the US Coast Guard, long before some of you were even born, I'm going to reach for the quote from a US president normally. But in honor of our first Admiral, I'm going to change that quote to the quote of the First Lady of the sitting President, of the 46th President, Joe Biden. Now, Dr. Jill Biden was here during COP26, and I know she is an inspirational leader. How do I know that? Because she is a community college professor in her own right. And in that time, she once said, education doesn't just make you smarter, it makes you whole. She went on to say, as a community college professor for over 20 years, I've seen the determination, the resilience and the dedication of countless students. And regardless of their circumstances, they all showed up and they all worked hard. They believed anything is possible. So, graduating class, first of all, my hearty congratulations and fair winds to you as you embark from these shores. But please remember those wise words. Anything is possible. Let Glasgow be very proud of you, and let our merchant navy flourish. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'd like to formally introduce our guest of honour here this evening. It's a distinct honour for me to do that. As a VIP, Rear Admiral Jude Terry, OBE, joined the Royal Navy in 1997. Excuse me. She completed her honours degree, BSc Science and Anatomical Studies at Dundee University. Her early career saw her employed in staff jobs in Faslane, Collingwood, Northwood, and at the Navy headquarters. Her operational roles were aboard HMS Scott and HMS Ocean, once the largest ship in the UK fleet before the carriers. She enjoyed many happy years in the Indian Ocean and Caribbean and in the Gulf, and in the Far East. And after that, she had a very successful career where she studied an MA in Defence. However, she was also posted to Afghanistan and Pakistan. Selected for promotion as Commander in 2013, she spent 2 years as a military assistant to the Chief of Operations, and then joined Ocean as a commander of the Logistics Corps. She also served as a media officer. And what impressed me was she was responsible for that massive, successful documentary, Warship, on Channel 4. It was a very successful documentary. She was responsible for recruitment, retention, and training and personnel, and even tattoos, but of the events kind. At that stage, she completed a higher command course and was promoted to captain in 2018. Captain Terry, as she was then, was closely involved in very groundbreaking reports called the Integrated Review, and of course, important for resources, the Spending Review. So it was no surprise that she was selected further to be promoted to Commodore in 2020 as the Deputy Director for all the people in the Navy and the whole capability for the Navy. And then shortly after that, she was selected and promoted to even higher as the Rear Admiral and the Director of People and Training, and indeed a very historic role as Naval Secretary in 2022. Graduates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, those online, those in here, it gives us a great honour to give a very warm Glasgow welcome home to Rear Admiral Jude Terry. Thank you very much.
So when Paul says nobody was surprised, I certainly was. More of that in a minute. City of Glasgow College graduates, good evening. You look amazing. To your family and friends, thank you for everything you have done to help them get here, because they will all have been on a difficult journey. Whether it seemed fun or not at the time, they can now look back and reflect on their achievements. To be here today representing the Royal Navy is an incredible privilege. As I wandered around your sites today, both of them, it was brilliant for me as someone who's responsible for recruiting people in the Royal Navy and training them to see posters for the Royal Navy, but more importantly, seeing the things we can learn from you at City of Glasgow College about how to train our people better, to learn better, in order to deliver for your Navy for the future. So when Paul asked me to come to be the guest of honour, there's always a bit of nervousness. How do you connect with the people who are sat in front of you, all of whom, quite frankly, just want to get to the certificate and the nod, and then they want to move on because you've done the hard bit, right? You want now to go and enjoy and have a moment to reflect. Well, the first thing is, it's the Nautical and STEM faculty, so that's a good start. Number one, I stand in front of you as a Royal Naval officer of 26 years. I only thought I'd join for 4, but perhaps more of that in a moment. And And I come from a 9x5 island that's pretty close to France, and so nautical, maritime, it's all pretty much in my blood. STEM, what's the association with STEM? Well, the association is the first thing is that they were my best subjects at school. I was rubbish at social sciences and any humanities, but I was pretty good at science. The other is my dad was an aircraft engineering artificer in the Royal Navy, and he was never happier than taking something apart just to see how it worked. My guess is for those of you in the STEM side of the house, that's pretty true for most of you today. There is something quite remarkable about being stood in the oldest building in Glasgow, recognising graduates from one of the cutting-edge technology and innovation centres. The juxtaposition is not lost on me. What I have seen today when wandering around and meeting people, cadets, trainees, instructors, people who support the college, is that it is a true collaboration between the traditional, the important of the roles of being at sea, how you manage that in the merchant tradition, but also how you can make it better, how you can do better to do things differently, to still carry out your work in the merchant navy. That, for me, is truly inspirational. So I too am quite glad to be back in Glasgow. I went to university in Dundee, but what my bio doesn't say is my mum is from Airdrie, which I was able to look at through the college this morning, and I think I've met half of Airdrie on the wander round today. I also went to university in Dundee, and my flatmate, who was from Aberdeen, introduced me to the mighty Iron Brew, which I have a can of a day, the diet variety. I try not to completely take away the enamel on my teeth, and my team are all amazing. They know when they're going to give me really bad news to bring 2 cans of Diet Iron Brew, because that's probably the best way to go. The other thing is my first job was in Faslane, and I've spent many a happy evening wandering around St Vincent Street, George Square, and etc. So it is a genuine pleasure to be here. The college sites I saw today where you've been privileged to train are truly impressive. The vision to combine them in 2010 to deliver what you've got today is amazing. However, they're only amazing because of you. Because you take part in everything within the college, because you have believed in the system and you have let it train you. Even through COVID, which I can only imagine how hard that was, as if it's not hard enough trying to get qualifications in the first place. So who am I and why am I stood here in front of you? So I've had a bit of a mixed reaction with education in the past. I was pretty good at GCSE level, kind of got a bit lost at A level, where I was supposed to go and study medicine. Not getting the right A-level grades and probably getting a pretty awful sign of A-level grades did lead me to Dundee to do an anatomical sciences degree. After that, I joined the Navy. I'd wanted to join the Navy early, but my mum refused to let me because my dad was in and she just thought I was doing it for that. I joined, and so I graduated 26 years ago this week, and almost in the same colours as those of you sat in the front from Dundee University. When I joined the Navy, I joined for 4 years. And I joined for 4 years mainly to annoy my mum. Anyone in the audience thinking of going to sea to annoy your mum, it's okay. It's a pretty good thing to do, and it'll all work out, I promise you. For me, what I joined was an organisation which made me smile, which made me learn about myself, which made me work in amazing teams, and which let me see what kind of brilliant people there are. Reflecting on all of your achievements today, that is where you are, that is who you are, and that is what you have brought. So your motto, or your motto of the college is let learning flourish. My observation would be, for all of you, that is a personal journey. So there's the academics, there's the scroll, there's the nod, but there's actually learning about who you are, where you're from, what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, what are the things you enjoy, or what are the things, quite frankly, you never ever want to do again. This is a personal and professional stepping stone for you. It can take you wherever you want it to. When I got my A-level grades and failed, I never thought I'd get anything done. I didn't know where I was going or where I was going to be. When I joined the Navy, I wanted to stay for 4 years. And now I stand in front of you 26 years on, apparently the first woman in naval history to be here. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you've done. Use it to go wherever you want. Whether you stay at sea for 44 years, whether you stay at sea for 4 years. Use it to build who you are, to recognise where you are, and to use it as a launch pad. You will continue to learn and flourish wherever you go, because of who you are, because of the skills you've learnt here, because of the friendships you have, and because of the belief you will have in yourself. Bravo Zulu to the graduates of 2023. Enjoy the moment, reflect, and who knows where you'll be in 26 years. But I know that the education you have had here and the learning that you've got from here will stand you in good stead. Thank you very much for having me.
Rear Admiral Terry, thank you indeed for your insightful and inspiring words. Ladies and gentlemen, we are fast approaching the presentation of awards. So I now invite Principal Little to the front of the chancel to recognise the graduates with this now famous nod, and Mr. Chris Keenan, Dean of our Faculty of Nautical and STEM, to take his place to announce our 2023 graduates.
Nathan Ainsley. Mitchell Argo. Ewan Kearney. Carrie Curley. James Clark. Aidan Alexander Douglas. Corey Garson. Wasi Gilani. Jack Glancy. Aidan Alan Hamilton. Neil MacLeod. Madison MacLeod Wilson. Joseph Reed. Matthew Bishop. Camille Sebastian Stage fright, I'm sorry. Ewan Finden. Sean Foley. Timothy Gallagher. Dean Gillespie. Lloyd Holland. Thomas David Lewis. Ross McGee. Robert Meddings. Alexander Morris John Phillips. Tyler Ben Sutcliffe. For Higher National Diploma Marine Electrotechnology, Tom Catterwell. Daniel Dalglish. Hattie Ellen Rita Doswell. Harvey Jack. Tegan Layton. Finlay Stewart Dunkeld McInnes. Samuel Miller. Joseph Mulrine. Taylor Charles Gia Lang Phillips. Andrew Taylor. Craig Arthur Williams. For Scottish Maritime Diploma Marine Operations, James Peter Douglas Anderson. Alistair MacLeod Campbell. Ben Cowie. Rory Dickinson. Abigail Dorset. Brogan Dougal. Abigail Guerin. Theo Joseph Hart. Milena Jevrick. Jade Kirkwood. Claire MacDonald. Connor Mason. Dylan McCormick. Jack McGeeky. Fraser McNally. Magnus Menzies. Andrew Miller. Henry Moore. Ewan David Morris. Arthur Moss. Finlay Ringer. Matthew David Stanley Stewart. Claire Sumera. Frederica Target Parker. Kieran Wardell. Noah Wood. Dean Woods. For Higher National Certificate Nautical Science, Scott Hamilton. Joseph William Jepson Stringer. Mikolaj Kasperzak. Saeed Hassan Raza. Martin White. The following students from the Advanced Diploma in Nautical Science have now returned home. I hope they have joined us virtually to mark this special occasion, and for the benefit of their families and friends overseas, I would like to read out the following names. For Advanced Diploma Nautical Science, Mohammed Miraj Ahmad, Yonvini Alakanda Peter, Ishan Banerjee, Himanshu Chandra, Satyabrata Das, Suryakant Deepak, Clevin Fernandez, Anthony Michael Vinoth Francis Mariadas, Galvino Savio Gomez, Bhupendra Jaswal, Rajesh Jampana, Vijendra Jangir, Yash Kapoor, Ajay Kumar, Ajit Kumar, Ashish Kumar, Pradeep Shivaji Lad, Prasant Malik, Joel Jean Mascarenas, Manvendra Atul Naggalda, Sumit Negi, Amit Shashkikant Patil, Anand Pingte, Vinod Paul, Rahul Prasad, Ajay Magan Babu Ramasya, Aman Rawat, Pankaj Rohila, Guruprit Singh Sainai, Pralad Santosh Shah, Ashish Sharma, Karan Sharma, Monish Singh, Nilab Kumar Singh, Gulzar Singh Tapar, Akash Mukesh Bharti, Amit Ramesh Chitodra, Sumit Elias De Silva, Tabish Jamil Khan, Abhishek Vilas Pawar, Carlton Quisber Pereira, Rupesh Ranjan, Saif Khalil Syed, Raj Singh, Virender Singh, Pradeep Raghav Wala, Rohit Rajaram Yadaz. Congratulations to each one of you. I hope you will have a long and successful career at sea. Don't forget, as part of your college alumni, you are all invited to come back and see us one day, for those that are aboard. Now for Professional Development Award, Marine Management. Harry Allen, Dale Blair, Callum Caldwell, Archie James Campbell, Jonathan Campbell, Matthew Houston. Darren Drew Hughes. Murdo Harry McInnes. Patrick Manning. Callum O'Hagan. Nathan Pearce. Kieran Smith. Michael Brendan Stevens. Callum Stewart. Joseph Walker. David Zubaj. That concludes all the names for the ceremony. Congratulations and well done to all you graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Little and Mr. Keenan, and many congratulations to all this evening's graduates. We now come to the presentation of the college prizes, so I invite Rear Admiral Terry to step forward once again to make these presentations. It gives me great pleasure to announce our college prize winners for 2023. Best Practical Marine Engineer, Archie James Campbell, PDA Marine Management, sponsored by Stream Marine. Best Progress Award in Engineering, Lee Granger, HND Marine Engineering, at sea with the Disney Cruise Line. Unfortunately, Lee is unable to attend this evening's ceremony, although we do hope that you've joined us remotely, Lee. Congratulations and well done on receiving this award. Best Progress Award in Nautical Science, Joseph William Jepson Stringer, HNC Nautical Science, sponsored by Clyde Marine Training. Faculty Recognition Award in Engineering, Hattie Ellen Rita Doswell, HND Marine Electrotechnology, sponsored by Chiltern Maritime. Faculty Recognition Award in Nautical Science, Jade Kirkwood, SPD Marine Operations, sponsored by Clyde Marine Training. Thank you very much for presenting the college prizes, Rear Admiral Terry. And before you take your seat, can I invite Principal Little to present you with a token of our appreciation to you for being our special guest of honour at tonight's ceremony. I now invite our distinguished guest, Philip McAllister, Operations Manager of Clyde Marine Training, to present the Clyde Marine Training Prizes. Thank you. Clyde Marine Training's Engineer Cadet of the Year, Dale Blair, PDA Marine Management. Clyde Marine Training's Deck Cadet of the Year, Mikolai Kasperzak, HNC Nautical Science. Thank you, Mr. McAllister, for your continued support for the college and for our students. I would now like to invite the Vice Chair of our Board of Management, Leslie Wolfries, to present the two special prizes for 2023. Firstly, in recognition of the King's coronation this year, we present the college's Special Coronation Prize to a student who has demonstrated exceptional leadership qualities throughout their cadetship. This unique coronation prize is awarded to Frederica Target Parker, SPD Marine Operations, sponsored by Chiltern Maritime. The Salveson Trust Prize is awarded annually to a cadet who has shown great determination to succeed throughout their studies. This year, the 2023 Salveson Trust Prize is awarded to Timothy Gallagher, HND Marine Engineering, sponsored by Trinity House. Thank you, Leslie, for presenting our special prizes. I now invite our distinguished guest, Mr. Brian Archibald, Commissioner of the Northern Lighthouse Board, to present the Northern Lighthouse Board prizes. These prizes are presented to cadets who are truly committed to their future careers at sea and who have excelled academically throughout their studies. The Northern Lighthouse Board Prize for Engineering Cadet of the Year is presented to Robert Meddings, HND Marine Engineering, sponsored by Clyde Marine Training. The Northern Lighthouse Board Prize for Deck Cadet of the Year is presented to Dean Woods, SPD Marine Operations, sponsored by Clyde Marine Training. Many thanks for presenting the NLB prizes, Mr. Archibald. As always, we're extremely grateful for your continued support for the college and for our students. Ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome once again Principal Little, who will present two special commendations. This year, we recognise one student and one member of staff who epitomise the college's values. The student commendation goes to Finn Patrick MacDonald, SPD Marine Management. He receives this student commendation for his bravery and excellent firefighting skills when he discovered a fire in the college library. Finn's quick thinking and informed actions ensured the safety of staff and students within the Riverside campus. We are extremely grateful to Finn and wish him well in the completion of his studies. Unfortunately, Finn is currently on board ship in the North Sea. We hope you are joining the ceremony remotely, Finn, and enjoying it. His training officer from SSTG, Anne Mearns, will now collect this award on Finn's behalf. We turn now to the staff commendation. Erica Layubonrova is truly deserving of this commendation. Whilst working as an accommodation assistant, she welcomed the unexpected arrival of Ukrainian refugee students with remarkable empathy and compassion. Erica has gone above and beyond her role by selflessly providing care and support to these students throughout their course. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate Erica as she deservedly receives this award. Thank you once again, Principal, for awarding these two well-deserved commendations. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Leslie Wilfries, our Vice Chair of our Board of Management, to return to deliver the closing remarks.
Many thanks, Dr. Sheila Lodge. Guest of Honour, Rear Admiral Jude Terry, members of our College Board, honoured Fellows, distinguished guests, distinguished alumni, colleagues, and most importantly, the graduating cadets of the Merchant Navy 2023. Together we gathered to celebrate a remarkable milestone in the lives of these young men and women before us. They have embarked on a transformative journey, one that has tested their mettle, honed their skills, and nurtured their passion for the noble profession of the Merchant Navy. As we reflect upon the countless hours spent studying charts, learning how to use complex machineries, and acquiring the knowledge necessary to sail the vast oceans, we are reminded of the dedication and commitment that you have demonstrated. Given you started your training as we were still in the grip of a global pandemic, you will have had to face more challenges than most as you completed your studies. With great determination and agility, you've embraced these challenges head-on, braving stormy seas and learning from every experience to emerge stronger each time. This resilience that you've developed will stand you in great stead in your careers, as inevitably even the most successful individuals and teams will at some point have to deal with challenging situations. And you've proven that you can respond to these challenges. It was the great author William Arthur Ward who said, "The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. The realist adjusts the sails." Your presence here today is testament to your ability to overcome obstacles, to adjust the sails, and adapt to the ever-changing demands of life at sea. Your journey has been marked by sacrifices, long periods away from loved ones, and the continuous pursuit of excellence. You have shown great resilience and a spirit of adventure that few possess. During your time at City of Glasgow College, you will have been thankful for the support, encouragement, and no doubt some wise counsel received from your family, your friends, and your partners, many of whom are here to share your celebrations. Your belief in these cadets and your unwavering support have played an important role in their success. Undoubtedly, your gratitude, and mine, goes to the City of Glasgow College lecturing and support staff for their professionalism, their guidance, and advice during your course. Today, as you receive your well-deserved diplomas and step into the next chapter of your lives, remember you are now alumni of the City of Glasgow College, and know that you will uphold the highest standards of professionalism and integrity. In a world that is increasingly interconnected, you will play a crucial role in facilitating global trade and fostering international cooperation. Merchant Navy cadets have always been the bridge that connects nations and fosters understanding across diverse communities. As you embark on your careers, remember that the sea holds within it both beauty and power. It will test you, humble you, and teach you invaluable lessons. It will grant you breathtaking sunsets and a chance to explore far-flung corners of our planet. It will also challenge you with storms, with isolation, and the demands of a life lived away from familiar shores. In the face of these challenges, I urge you never to lose sight of the reason that you chose this path. Remember the spark that ignited within you when you first set foot on a ship. Cultivate that passion, fuel it with knowledge, and let it guide you. Embrace the camaraderie that comes with life at sea, and no doubt some of your fellow crewmates will become lifelong friends. Be sure to continue learning, for the sea is a relentless teacher. Seek out opportunities to expand your knowledge, adapt to new technologies, and stay abreast of industry trends. Embrace diversity and foster an inclusive environment, for it's the diverse perspectives and experiences that will propel us forward and enable us to navigate the challenges of the future. I am certain that you will go on to do exceptional things in your careers. Amongst us are undoubtedly the maritime leaders of the future. Some of you may even diversify and become business leaders of the future as the worlds of global commerce and shipping become increasingly interconnected. I would welcome that. I would be reassured by that. As the acclaimed author and the Royal Naval Lieutenant Commander Nicholas Montserrat once pointed out, sailors with their inbuilt sense of order, service and discipline should really be running the world. Graduates, on that note, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. You've earned this moment of celebration and recognition. May your careers be filled with exciting voyages and safe passages and rewarding experiences. Sail with courage, navigate with wisdom, and let what you've learned at the City of Glasgow College chart your course to a very bright future. Thank you.
Many thanks, Leslie, for those wise words of encouragement for our graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now coming to the end of our proceedings this evening. Congratulations once again to all our graduates, and good luck to all of you. If I could ask you please to remain where you are until you're directed to leave. In closing our 2023 graduation ceremony, could the audience please now be upstanding for the stage party to proceed out of the cathedral? Thank you.